Welcome to educator.com. This lesson is about rates. In this lesson, you will learn to find and use rates, and you'll also learn to find and compare unit rates. Applications are to compare purchase prices or to compare speeds. A ratio is a rate is a ratio that compares two quantities which are measured in different units. For example, $5 for every 2 pounds. So we have two quantities being measured, the 5 and the 2, and the units are different, dollars versus pounds. The unit rate talks about the rate for 1 unit of a given quality. So by the above example, instead of looking for 2 pounds, let's look for 1 pound, represented by unit rate. And in that case, it would be $2.50 for 1 pound, or $2.50 per pound. Let's try finding a unit rate. A truck driver makes 56 deliveries in 8 hours. Find the unit rate. So if you have 56 deliveries in 8 hours, it's helpful to keep your units. We want to find the unit rate. And remember that unit rate means for 1. So we want to talk about 1 hour. To get from 8 to 1, you would divide by 8. So to keep our quantity, our ratio equivalent, we're going to divide by 8 on top. 56 divided by 8 is 7. So every 1 hour, 7 deliveries are made. Let's try using another unit rate. A car travels 35 miles per gallon for 1 gallon. How many miles can a car travel on 12 gallons? So we want to know for 12 gallons. It's helpful to keep the units written out so that you know where to place the numbers. For example, I knew to write gallons on the bottom since I had written 1 gallon on the bottom on the left here. So to go from 1 to 12, you're going to multiply by 12. So on top, I'm going to multiply by 12. 35 times 12. 2 times 5 is 10. 6, 7, hold the place. 5 and 3. 0, 12, 4. 420 miles. So this differs from the last problem because we were looking for the unit rate, so we divided to get to the smaller value of 1. And this time we're given the unit rate and we want to multiply to find the larger value when we have more gallons. Let's try comparing unit rates. This may be something that you've done in a store. At the grocery store, the cost of a 20-ounce box of cereal is $3.50. The cost of the 32-ounce box of cereal is $4.75. Which is the better buy? Now you may not be able to tell straight off because although the second one costs more, you're also getting more. So let's find out the unit rate so we can compare exactly. I'm going to put the ounces on the bottom. It really doesn't matter which number you put on the bottom or the top as long as you're keeping it consistent. So for example, if I'm putting ounces on the bottom, over here when I look for unit rate, I'm keeping ounces on the bottom. So to go from 20 to 1, I'm dividing by 20. So on top, I'm also going to divide by 20. If I make this 20 ounces into 1 ounce, the unit rate, and make 32 ounces into 1 ounce, the unit rate, I'll be comparing the same amounts, and I'll be able to see directly which one costs more. So now I need to do 350 divided by 20. It'll go in once, and it'll go in about 7. I can continue the division, but for now, I'm just going to try 2 place values and see if that'll give me my answer. So this is my first looking for the unit rate. Now, so that was this one. Now let's try the second one. 32 ounces on the bottom for 1 ounce and $4.75. So to go from 32 to 1, I'm going to be dividing by 32. So on top, I'm also going to divide by 32. So I'm going to take 475 and divide by 32. It'll go in once. 7 minus 2 is 5, 4 minus 3 is 1, 5, and it will go in, I would say, about maybe Let's try 5. It's a little too much, so it'll be about, oops, not 6, but 4, 8, and 12. So I can see that this one would be about 14 cents. So in comparing this unit rate along with this unit rate, I can see that the lesser amount at 20 ounce, I'm paying about 17 cents an ounce. And at the larger amount, the 32 ounce, I'm paying about 14 cents an ounce. So let's do a recap of what we've done. We took the first price, 20 ounces at $3.50, and we made the 20 ounces into 1 ounce. And to find what number to divide by, you just look at the 20 and the 1 and divide by 20 to get 1. Then we took the second amount, 32 ounces, and to make it into 1 ounce, you look at the number 32 and you divide the top and bottom by 32. It should look like a 3 here. And that gave us 14. So now, since we were comparing same to same, 1 ounce to 1 ounce, I could just look directly at the price and see that 17 cents is more than 14 cents. So the cheaper value would be to buy the larger amount at 32 ounces. So which is the better buy? 32 ounces at $4.75. Jackie bought a can of soup that cost, is 280 calories for 2 servings. So she's looking at the back of the container on her nutrition facts, and she sees that this can of soup is 280 calories for 2 servings. How many calories does 1 serving have? So if she's having 200 calories for 2 servings and she only wants to have 1 serving and she wants to find out for 1 serving. So in fact, we're finding a unit rate here because we're finding out for 1. To go from 2 to 1, you divide by 2. So on top, I'm going to divide by 2. 280 divided by 2 is 140. So how many calories does 1 serving have? 140 calories. A student can type 45 words per minute. Find the number of words she can type in 15 minutes. So remember that the words per minute mean for 1 minute. It's a unit rate. So 45 words, remember it's helpful to label your quantities for 1 minute. And what we want to find out here now is for 15 minutes. So to go from 1 to 15, we have to multiply by 15. So that's what we're going to do to the top to keep it equivalent, to keep the ratios equivalent. 45 times 15. 5 times 5 is 25. 22, hold the place, 5 and 4. 5, 7, and 6. So in 1 minute, if this student can type 45 words, in 15 minutes, much more time, this student can type a lot more words, 675 words. Find the number of words she can type in 15 minutes. She can type 675 words. A 16-ounce drink costs $1.95. A 48-ounce bottle of that same drink costs $4.95. Which is the better buy? Well, it may be difficult to tell straight off because although $1.95 is less than $4.95, you're also getting a much larger amount at 48 ounces. So let's make each amount into a unit rate so that we can compare ounce to ounce. If I have 16 ounces at $1.95 and I want to find out for just 1 ounce, to take the number 16 into 1, I'm going to divide by 16 and do so on the top to keep it equivalent. $1.95 divided by 16. It'll go in 1 time, leaving me with 35, which it'll go in about twice. So let's see if just finding 2 place values will be enough for us. Now on the second one, we have 48 ounces at $4.95. And to find out for 1 ounce, I can go from the number 48 to 1 by dividing by 48. So we're also going to do that to the top. $4.95 and divide by 48. It'll go in 1 time, leaving me with 15, which 48 will not go into 15 at all. So it's about 10 cents. So now that I've taken the quantities into equivalent quantities by making them 1 ounce, I can make a direct comparison. At the 16 ounces at $1.95, 1 ounce is about 12 cents. But when I buy in the bulk, the 48 ounce at $4.95, 1 ounce is about 10 cents. So now that the quantities that we're comparing 1 ounce to 1 ounce are the same, I can make a direct comparison from the 12 cents to the 10 cents. And it's easy to see that the 10 cents is cheaper than the 12 cents. So which is the better buy? The 48 ounce bottle is the better buy. If you earn $8.50 for the first 40 hours you work a week and $12.75 for each additional hour, let's find out how much you would earn if you worked 48 hours. So let's take out the original 40 hours from 48 because we know that that costs a different amount. So we're going to be left with 8. So we have the 40 hours at $8.50 an hour, and then we're going to have 8 additional hours at a bit more, $12.75. So I'm going to take $8.50 and multiply that with 40. 0 across the top here, and then we have, hold the place, 0, 20, 32, 33, 34. Okay, remember when multiplying decimals that you have to count your decimal places at the end, 1, 2, so 1, 2. So for the first 40 hours, this person will be making $340. Now, for the last 8 hours of the work week, he will be making quite a bit more at $12.75. So let's take $12.75 and multiply with 8. 40, 56 makes 60, 16 plus 6 makes 22, 8, 9, 10. Count your decimal places, 2 places, 2 places. So $102. So for the first 40 hours, makes $340, and then for the additional 8 extra hours, this person will make $102. So let's add it up for the 48 hours, 2, 4, and 4. So for the week, including the extra hours, this person will make $442. Thank you for watching educator.com.